And a big fireball. More fire. More fire.
Fuck-a-doodle-doo! Yes, cunt lords and motherfuckers. I am Sam Spanner. I'm with my legendary cousin.
Adam Shagham, you alright?
Sorry, mate, you are not Adam Shagham anymore, because fucking Jay Motti from the Paddock absolutely butchered your name, and you are now officially known as Adam Shagham. I did a super chat last week on the Wednesday night show, and I was like, to Joe Smith, mate, you're going to do at least another late night live special in the pre-season and stuff. And I said that we obviously carry on his punnage tradition, but at a Poundland sort of level. And I do this with my cousin Adam Shagham, and that's when Jay read it out as Adam Shagham. Then Notch in the chat was pissing himself as well. So, fucking hell.
Brilliant.
Well, we're well beyond half century in episodes. This is episode 57, and it is titled Second the Best, Third the Hairy Princess. So, taking the piss out of them fucking bin dippers there.
Definitely.
Oh, mate, banter therapy. I refuse to be on a fucking downer. I'm letting some of the other channels, fucking rant away and all that. So we're going to be taking the piss out of the bin dippers a little bit. And fucking hell, I'm just going to have a swig of beer, mate. I've got a Nobby's nut stuck in my fucking mouth. So first shout out to, sorry, a bit like what, a teabag?
I was going to say a bit like Pogba last night, teabagging old matey.
Oh, mate, that was class. Fucking, that was the most violent bit of teabagging on air. The bloke only ended up with a fucking nosebleed.
I know.
And a fucking bandage around his head. Broken jaw as well.
The wank bandage.
Oh, yeah, the fucking... Mate, you would not want to be with Pogba in a room by yourself in the dark, mate. You'd get fucking done over. So... Anyway, shout-outs. We've got a shout-out to old Boomhauer, the absolute fucking legend that is, over in Texas. He did voice his concern about the lack of our presence on the old social network. So I literally said it's because you've just recovered from the old man flu. AIDS. Sorry. No. So you're back in one piece, mate, and you've got the microphone back by the mouth. No cotton mouth tonight.
No.
So, yes, mate. I mean, he asked us an interesting question about Pogba's best position, especially with regard to last night's fixture.
Yeah.
But we won't really get into that too much. I mean, But, I mean, well, we can if you want. Just tell me, mate, what do you think? Pog's on the left, Pog's in the middle. What do you prefer?
I don't know. He was
back at
playing quite
Juventus.
Well, that might very well happen now. Our mate Allegri, is signing up. So, signing back
that
with
could
eBay.
happen. Old Allegri back at eBay. Yeah, eBay. Sorry.
So you never know.
Reds.
You never know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's,
obviously, down on paper, you'd have thought breaking down a team that's not going to be holding on to the ball very much. He could have done a good job behind old Bruno. But on the left as well, we've seen him. He's been creative on the left to have a bit of space to do his street football and whatnot. So But right, more shout-outs. Shout-out to the absolute fucking Irish legend, Damo. We were sort of talking the other day about the fucking bog roll at work being like fucking sandpaper. And we were sort of, talking about how there's nothing better than using a good old wet wipe. And he says, mate, you've got to try the old curly finger fish hook technique, wrapping the fucking wet wipe around your finger and sticking it out. I was like, oh. Oh. And anyway,
dear.
we've got old Davy Boy G. He threatened me. He says, if you don't bring out any more content in the near future, he's jumping ship and going over to the City fan channels. So we're back in action,
We
and
are.
the banter continues. And
Definitely,
then we've
mate.
got another shout out to Johnny Cavani from the United Way. Fucking class content as of late. Brilliant video the other day where he did sort of an educational video focusing on why United could have been first place if we hadn't been bummed over by fucking VAR and the FA. So, absolutely brilliant. And also a video that he released, I think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday. I've lost track of time. But basically sort of highlighting the 30-plus achievements of Solskjaer at the helm. So I think that's brilliant. And I know there are loads of Ollie outers out there, but they can fuck off. So listen to Johnny Cavani's content, mate. It's fucking class.
Definitely.
Bear with. We've got shout outs to the listeners that got involved with random referee puns the other day. So Jay Parker said for Andre marinated lemon pepper chicken. Tasty.
Tasty.
So another referee pun from Ricky Balboa was Torval and Mike Dean. And brace yourself, mate. Get the Asper pump ready. Donald Witherford said Graham pole dancer. And then Tommy Worrell, wait, we're going to have a swig of beer. Tommy Worrell goes, Andre marinara sauce. And we have got the one and only, the fucking living legend that is Santa Notch. Get him on Howson's Brew. Some of his puns. Here we go. We've got Clive Thomas, the tank engine. Pierre Luigi Colina Zavaroni. For Bjorn Kuipers, we got Bjorn gonna have to change the diapers again. Fucking mashing it up. For Anders Frisk, we've got Anders, you can't take that into the club. They're gonna frisk you.
Good
mate,
stuff and
I've just peaked a scab. Definitely, mate. Right between the fucking balls. Mate, the only time when that's good, when you get a full-on sort of search when you're getting into a club. I remember, back in the day, years ago, they'd even, make me pull the Ventolin thing out of the plastic canister, whatever you want to call it. You know, the Ventolin canister out of the Ventolin holders. If I was, doing a bit of contraband with bags of muffweed and stuff like that. But no, the only time when I didn't mind getting sort of frisked was this summer ball, mate, and I was wearing a tux, and it was like this fucking all-night rave in a tux, as you do. And I had full-on batwing, mate. When I say batwing, I'm like talking double batwing, like the ball sack stuck to the insides of your legs. And when the bouncer finished frisking me, I was like, actually, mate, can you just go back up to the top part of my left leg again? Just really, fucking, mate, therapy. Anyway, talking about therapy, let's talk about taking the piss out of Liverpool. So we finished above them, so they did an absolutely brilliant total defence. So today's topic or theme for the puns is sexually transmitted diseases.
Yes.
So this is absolutely non-politically correct content. So if your ears are bleeding now, then just fucking get some tampons and stick them right in there. So on that note, here we go, mate. We've got, instead of Ian Rush, Ian Thrush.
Yep. Nice.
Now, I know you've been busy and stuff, mate. I don't know if you've got any punnage prepared.
I did, but I can't find. I've lost the file
Marbles?
that I'd done. Yeah, I've lost my marbles. Yeah, definitely.
Fucking hell, mate.
Yeah,
Need to go use an old
unfortunately,
floppy disk, mate. They're hard to
floppy
lose, the
something.
old floppy disks. Yeah, fucking hell, Windows 3.1 back in the day. Right, here we go. For John Arne Reza, we've got Gonorrhea
Yep.
Reza. And then we've got for right, you know how Liverpool are taking the piss out of us, saying, "Oh, you know, we're promoting youth and all this, that, and the other." Well, and saying how Liverpool produce better youth, and they were going on about Nathaniel Phillips. I thought, right, this bloke's going to get fucking butchered now. So I said, instead of Nathaniel Phillips, we've got Nathaniel full of syphilis.
Yes, Siffy.
And Syphy, and surely you remember Jason McAteer showing off his thighs. We've got
Yes.
Jason Clappertier.
Brilliant.
For Sammy Hypier, we've got Scabby. Oh wait, this doesn't really work, but it does. For Sammy Hypier, we've got Scabby Hypees.
That was a clever one.
Oh fuck me. Yes, mate. For Stephen Gerrard, the slippery one, we've got Stephen Gerrards. Oh fuck me. Dear oh dear. We'll let you off tonight, mate. You have had the serious bout of the man flu. But I've got a few more for you, a couple more. We've got, instead of Phil Babb, we've got Phil Krabs.
Brilliant.
And mate, and if Graham Souness ever has the privilege of being in the dark in a room with Paul Pogba and his wank elbow, he shall now be known as Graham Souness. Oh dear.
Oh dear.
And then,
brilliant.
mate, there was this old school player for Liverpool called Jimmy Case. So I've called him Jimmy Case of hepatitis.
Sharing needles.
Oh, mate. No. Oh, mate, talking about sharing needles, mate. Sharing family anecdotes. So, you know how, like now and again, you know, I bring up some of the old family histories and stuff. We've got Nan ages ago when she read I think it was one of our parents' cousins up Leicester way. He'd like thoroughly studied Nan's mum's family tree, so our great Nan's family tree and stuff. And so Nan found it fascinating, like reading about some of the great granddads and stuff. And she's like, well, "Isn't it interesting that we had murderers in the family?" And Mum was like, "What are you on about? That isn't true." Obviously, bless Nan in her latter years had completely misinterpreted the family tree stuff. But no, we had various people sent down for various crimes, some of them
Yeah.
petty. Other crimes included coal contraband, so literally
Right.
selling coal on the black market. And
Yep.
another great granddad got sent to prison for stealing guinea fowls and selling them on the black market as well. So somehow, I don't know how Nan ended up with the conclusion that we had murderers in the family. We might have, but you never know. But there was something that my mum hid from Nan. She'd literally covered her
Right.
thumb over one sentence from this sort of this document that was written up by whoever from Leicester Way. Something about one of the great granddads died of hepatitis, so we had STDs in the family. Oh, fucking
Oh
hell.
dear. Come
Oh,
full
mate.
circle.
Talking about family banter. Oh, I know, mate. And talking about fucking viruses and stuff. So, Grandad proudly said the other day that he'd had his second Rona jab. And then he says, what's interesting is when you're walking around on the streets, you've got to make sure you've got your vaccination card. And he said it's like the
Yeah.
old ration cards during the war. And he said, but I'm not quite sure about the name of this vaccination. How do you say it? He says, is it the pizza jab? So
Oh
about
god! So
12
we've got
weeks ago, it was the pea
the
fizzle.
pea fizzer. Now it's a pizza
And
jab.
then the pizza jab.
It's like they're
He said,
injecting you with pepperoni.
fucking hell, injecting you with the grease, mate. Oh, mate. So what was funny, right, is because I spoke to him on Sunday, and he said
Yeah.
he'd just been round yours. He was looking for you, and
Yeah.
he said he couldn't find you. And then he said he could smell you. He says, yeah, you're up sitting on the fucking pan. Oh, good for him.
Going for a
Oh,
shit,
dear, oh,
mate.
dear.
Yep.
And yeah, and then he says he was very impressed with the musical talents of your oldest daughter. And he has literally
Yeah.
created the name of a new instrument. He says
Oh,
that,
God.
yeah, she's now, get brace yourself, she is learning how to play the piano. The piano. So who the fuck is Anna? Piano. Oh,
Linked him with his pea
oh,
fizzer.
totally, mate. And the other thing, right, is mate, that's made me think about, how Dave the other day, not David Boy G from work, talking about David R, the absolute rowhead reject legend that is the Undertaker, the most squeamish Undertaker in the world. So he was on some fucking fucked up fartathon where he must have sent us about 30 audio message farts.
Yes.
And then there was like this finale where I said to him, fucking hell, mate, what a crescendo. I love the 3-note ascent of the scale of B flat. And what was your comment?
Nice jazz club.
Well, there we go. Oh, class, mate. Oh, banter,
Brilliant.
banter. Oh. So obviously we're not going to be too reactionary, but we all know that the FA fucked us up in the league in the end, with the fixture list and stuff. But
Yeah.
any afterthoughts that you'd like to mention about the Europa fail?
Yeah,
Who was to blame?
I think, unfortunately, there's two people that need to take it on the chin for last night.
Yeah.
Firstly
Okay.
is De Gea, because
Okay.
that
Big
boy
Dave.
can't save shit. He
No,
there's
mate.
a lot of reports coming out in the mainstream media that he basically didn't take any notice of the instructions he
The
was given.
notes.
Yes,
Yeah,
um,
it was down on fucking paper, mate.
yeah, and I'm not quite sure why he's done that. If those reports are correct, but we're not going to know, are we? Because one outlet will say, "Oh yeah, they are correct," and all he's got to do is come out and say, "No, that never happened," and it's just a spiral of shit, isn't it?
Well, my
Because
theory is that's based on that was a bit of a trigger moment, mate. Instead of calling
right,
Rodney fucking ended up calling him Dave. So,
this is it. So
oh,
he's my first port of call
yeah,
to give him a flick on the bollocks, just because
bollocks.
because yeah, because he just I don't know, he was just so indecisive during the 120 minutes or whatever it was that we played, and then
Yeah,
it's kind of like half-assed attempts at saving penalties. At the end of the day, we're never going to know, are we? Because we're never in that pressurized, that pressure cooker that is a real match. When we've done penalty
yeah, I
shootouts,
know.
in Sunday League and stuff like that, it's the pressure's there, but it's still not like in under the microscope, is it? So we're never the only people that can answer that are the people that have been there and got the t-shirt, so to speak. Um,
Yeah, totally. But
second,
hold the phone,
second,
mate, because you just
yeah,
triggered off a thought
yeah,
before you go on to the second person to blame. Right. So one time, right, in Sunday League as a kid, I remember
yeah,
I don't know how I didn't get a red card. So I was the last man back. This player was through on
yeah,
goal, fucking back, slide tackle on the floor, cropped the bastard. Didn't get sent off,
yeah,
but the bloke got a penalty.
yeah.
And it's because we were playing in the F division. This is how shit we were, and how shit I was. More own goals than official goals. I only scored, I think, one or two proper goals in my short but sweet football career. And so when the lad was just about to run up and take the penalty, I only went and fucking screamed as loud as I could to put him off. Oh dear, the dark arts, mate. And then I got a fucking bollocking from the fucking Jason Beach, our manager, and fucking Wayne. I can't remember his surname. The assistant manager, and he was fucking
Yeah.
weird as anything. He was this massive lummox bloke. And when we used to go football training the day before, like if there was any dog shit on the field, he'd pick it up with his
Yeah.
bare hands and just lob it. This is how fucking inbred he
Fucking hell.
was. So, oh no,
Mate,
brilliant, mate. So, oh, class. Lick your fingers.
not good.
Right, what are you going to tell me about the next person to blame?
Yeah, the second one,
The groundskeeper?
um, yeah, because what was this with that fucking skid mark shit stain down the middle of the pitch last night as well?
Oh, mate, that was a good old cum shot, wasn't it?
I think so.
Probably
Like,
from
pop gripping and
Pogba banging one out.
that's it. Yeah,
Oh, fuck
yeah.
me.
No, I'm not very. I haven't been critical about this person all season, but I do
Yeah,
unfortunately believe he did let us down yesterday, and that is Ollie. I think
okay.
he wasn't quick enough off the mark. We could have won that game in the 90 minutes if he'd have played about with substitutions quicker than he did. Um,
Yeah, that's
I,
a global criticism about him.
yeah, I think I think just the way you know. In no way, shape, or form am I saying that his time's up, because that's not the case. However, he
No,
does need to. I don't know if he already has, but he does really need to put his hands up and say, "I fucked up. This is on me."
yeah.
I don't know, but then you got to think like
Well,
95% of our team are burnt out the fuck, and they've still got the Euros to play in a couple of weeks as well. Most of the team, and
Yeah.
it's not good. And that is also a big
Well,
factor
I'm gonna
as well.
I've got a little counter argument now. So
Mhm.
I'm not going to blame Ollie too much on his substitutions. I've heard so many people in the fan channels criticise him for not using his squad enough. But the thing
Yeah,
is, obviously, the players had a good rest, and we played
yeah,
obviously, the reserves and stuff in
yeah,
the previous match. But my biggest criticism of Ollie, now you're going to think, what the fuck?
yeah,
Ready, brace yourself. Was the
yeah,
colour of his tie. He got it all wrong, mate. It shouldn't have been blue. It should
yeah.
have been fucking red.
Red,
So
red.
that
Yeah,
was it. That's my criticism of him. He got it wrong. Maybe fucking someone had stained his tie before the match and he had to find an
yeah,
emergency tie from a steward or something. But that was,
yeah.
yeah, a bit of a fashion
I,
clash there.
I, I don't know. It's just it's difficult because like I've been listening to a lot of um, bits and pieces today, like from Paddock and whatever. And Adam
Yeah,
McCullough made a good point. He's like, yeah, the season hasn't been isn't a success, right? But if
yeah,
progress has been made, and I
yeah,
actually 100% agree with him. The season hasn't been a success because we didn't win the final. You know, we got knocked out of the Champions League, etc., etc. However,
yeah,
if you look at it in regards to progress, the team is in a better position now than what we were 12 months ago. We finished higher up in the
yeah,
league. All right, you have got the counter argument of yeah, the teams around us had a lot of injuries, etc., etc. Um,
yeah,
but we still performed in that respect. Now, obviously, the home form at the beginning of the season done us no favours at the end of the season, and that is
Well,
very
that was
apparent.
the red backdrop, mate. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
well,
red backdrop
potentially could
was
have been.
blowing out the red kits, mate.
Yeah, it's it.
So
But I think, and I think that without a doubt, if he doesn't get back in the summer with transfers,
yeah,
then again, Paddock brought it up um, this morning. The next 12 months is going to be make or break for Ollie, unfortunately. Um, he
yeah,
needs
of course,
to he needs to win something. Now, at the end of the day, I would rather win the Premier League than any other trophy. Yeah, I want us to be the
yeah,
best in
yeah,
the
yeah.
country. Yeah, I don't care about the
Okay,
European, the Champions League stuff like that. That anybody theoretically can win that. Yeah, but being
yeah,
top
yeah,
of
yeah.
your country is where it's at because you have. Do you know what I mean? Um,
Yeah, it's more matches. That's
it's
what
not.
Howson sort of points out, doesn't he?
Yeah, it does. Yes, exactly. And I'm not trying to plagiarise what he's been saying. But yeah, I think
No, of course not. But it's nice to echo.
yeah, without a doubt, and he had a good point. Everybody today, when they were sat down doing a bit of analysis, and that had fair points to make. People are calling for change of management. That isn't going to do anything
Yeah,
because you know, look at the
but
managers that
when
are
people
out there
call
at the
for
moment.
that, yeah,
Yeah.
I know. But remember one thing, mate, that when people call for Ollie's head, half the bloody people behind the computer screens and stuff are probably other fans of other clubs, just stirring shit.
Oh yeah,
So
definitely.
I
I
think,
agree with you. I agree with you.
so it could be some fucking computer pro with 10 different screens and he's got like these automated bots blasting out messages of random shit.
Yeah, potentially, and I wouldn't be surprised if you're not far off the mark. But I think as I say, the season has been progressive, but it hasn't been
Yeah,
successful.
I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it,
There's
but I feel sorry for Ollie that he's
Yeah.
not lifted the silverware.
I think I have also come to the conclusion that a lot more questions have been answered, especially after the last two games, in regards to squad depth and the fact that we don't have enough depth for the first team, if that makes any sense.
Well, yeah,
I
I see where you're coming from. I think obviously
I
the right wing, I think, is asking
yeah,
for a proper winger. So if Jason Sanchez comes, mate, then that's going to be a fucking,
I think
it's fucking steal.
that's it. I think unfortunately we need I don't want to use the term rebuild because we were already in the back end of the first rebuild, but I
Yeah,
think he's now got. For example, look at it from the point of view, he's built a tower block, but what's happened is the middle
yeah,
bit is rotten, so he's going to have to cut that out, cut it back down to the middle, and then rebuild again. So
yeah,
unfortunately, players like Dan James, I don't think he's got a future, and I'm being serious with that now. Van der Beek,
okay,
I can't see him being any more than what he's done this season. So I can see him either going out on loan
right,
or being sold. Lindelof, unfortunately, as much as he has been solid, he is still he's
yeah,
still an issue. Now, if you look back at our first episode or our second episode, we said about players we wanted to get rid
yeah,
of. I spoke about
yeah,
getting rid of Lingard, getting rid of Pereira. Who else
yeah,
did I say? I mentioned someone else. We've got rid of those
yeah.
three. I
So,
also mentioned
Phil
Lindelof.
Jones,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
Phil Jones. Yeah. I also mentioned Lindelof. I also mentioned at the time Luke Shaw, but luckily he's come good. Um,
oh yeah, no, he's become very good, mate.
I also mentioned
But
Pogba. I also mentioned Fred. Now, potentially Fred is safe. Pogba,
yeah,
unfortunately, is safe, but not for the right reasons. Luke Shaw is
okay,
safe. Lindelof,
yeah,
there's a question mark for me over him, and if I'm being brutally honest, there's
the
a
Riddler,
question mark for me over Eric Bailly as well. As much as I love the bloke, there's a question mark over him as
yeah,
well. I don't think he,
yeah,
and Tony Marshall, I honestly can't see him. From my point of view, I don't see a future at the club for him either. Um,
okay,
just because of, I think, I don't know. It's difficult. I know I've said it before, and then he sort of turned a corner, and I kind of started to,
yeah. Well, I
think
still think
maybe,
that him and old Rashford,
yeah,
they're a fucking they're a dangerous duo, you know, because when they're both got the love tank for, mate, they're more potent than. Oh, this is going to be crazy me saying this, but as a duo, last season they showed that they're more dangerous than York and Cole statistically.
yeah.
So there still could be a quiet future for them. But well,
The,
sorry,
the
when I say quiet, I
I
mean there could be a cheeky future for them. But I've not got
yeah,
the book sort of shut on them, you know.
I think I agree with you to an extent, but the only thing that really keeps poking me in the eye, so to speak, is the fact that I think Marshall's lazy. He's another
Okay,
Pogba. He
I
expects it
thought
to
you were going
come
to
to
say
him
Pog.
rather than him chasing. um, he expects the ball to come to him rather than him chase the ball, and you can't. When you
Yeah,
haven't got a squad that is, if we had the depth of squad like Man City, then yeah, fair enough. He'd
Yeah.
probably thrive, but we haven't.
Well, Guardiola got a repertoire of 30-plus signings, so he didn't get a full
Exactly.
rebuild. He got a fucking century
Yeah,
rebuild. But,
fucking
mate,
an estate, mate.
on a funny note,
Yeah.
I just need to sort of go a bit full circle on today's themes. So we talked about the old
Go for
STDs and stuff. Well, about 2 paddock
it.
match day videos ago, I had
Yeah.
the old pink eye. Now, this has nothing to do with STIs or anything like that. I can just confirm that it was only hay fever. So don't want to get any of the listeners too giddy. So
Rubbing your
I
ass on
think
your
we should
pillow.
wrap things up. Farting on the towel and rubbing your eyes afterwards. Oh, fucking hell.
Brilliant, mate. Brilliant.
Oh,
Excellent.
El Matador. Wafted in the towel and farted into it. Oh, bloody hell. Do you know what? I was a few years ago when I was doing a bit of boxing with one of my mates
Yeah.
over here in Spain, Antonio. So it was about 40 fucking degrees, doing a bit of sparring, and then he had the fan on, and as he fucking cornered me into the fucking corner, I did like a cheeky little turn, bit of crafty footwork, and then he only went and fucking fired into the fan. I swallowed the bastard and started to gag. Oh dear.
Dark arts.
Oh buddy. Yes, mate. The dark shots. Okay, let's wrap it up. Give me your final closing words, mate.
Well, as I say, it was disappointed that we didn't pick up the Europa League, but there has been
Yeah.
progress this season, so it's over and out for me, really.
Yes, mate. Yes, mate. Over and out from me, and I'll be speaking to you later, you chronic masturbators. And the danger wankers as well.